You guys, I just did a lot of talking and thought that I was recording. And then I went to turn off the recording and here we are. Oh no! My Neptune stationing retrograde, you bastard. I see you. So what I was talking about before I was so rudely not recorded was that you probably know Saturn and Neptune are just like hanging out in early degrees of Aries. And once Venus enters Gemini later this week, she's going to be forming a sextile with Saturn and Neptune. Those exact sextiles are happening, I think, like overnight between July 5th and 6th. At the time these sextiles are being made, Neptune will have just stationed retrograde because it's stationing on July 4th. And we're entering this really interesting short period of time where Saturn and Neptune are mutually applying to the conjunction that they've been forming. So a conjunction is when two planets come together. Mutually applying means they are both moving toward each other. So before Neptune stationed retrograde, Neptune was moving forward, so was Saturn, but Saturn's a little faster than Neptune. So it's like Saturn was catching up to Neptune. I think this change from two planets moving in the same direction, one just catching up with the other, is significant. I think that this change, oh man, I don't want to have to record this again, but I feel like I'm making word salad. I don't think I'm going to edit any of this out. RIP to my viewers. Okay, what I'm trying to say is, to me, there is a significant difference between Neptune and Saturn moving in the same direction and Saturn catching up to Neptune versus Saturn moving forward, Neptune moving backward, and it's like they are actively coming up to meet each other. This is only happening for like a week, maybe even less, because Saturn is about to station retrograde too. So they're coming, this is like the closest they are going to come to each other. And then Saturn stations retrograde, so now they're both moving retrograde, and Saturn is faster than Neptune, so they're going to get farther apart. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Again, I probably am not going to edit any of this out. Neptune is possibility and potential. Saturn is reality. So potential and reality are running to meet up with each other. Not running, slowly strolling. Both of these planets move very slowly. And they're not going to make an actual conjunction until like next year. But this is the closest they're going to come to each other until like, I think it's early 2026. It's definitely happening at some point next year, so gird your loins. And I like that Venus is making this sextile with Neptune and Saturn as they're having this short interlude of mutual application. Venus in Gemini, this sign that likes to ideate and discuss and engage in interesting discourse, making a positive kind of lucky aspect with Neptune and Saturn, who are bringing the impossible into being, I think is really cute. There's definitely a question of what can we make? What can we make real with this potential being asked in this moment? Venus is the planet of cohesion, of unity. And in Gemini, we're looking at a very gifted networker and like community organizer, someone who is really good at talking to people, making new connections, and bringing those connections together. And with Uranus just like days away from moving into Gemini, I think we're going to be witnessing a major shift in the Overton window. And I love this cute, short-lived moment where Venus is sextiling Saturn and Neptune before Uranus gets a chance to. It's like, what would be the best possible version of these combinations of energies? Venus is a benefic. She sweetens things up. She helps manifest the best possible version or a better possible version of a situation when she's present. Venus also speaks pretty directly to the concept of abundance or having like an abundance mindset versus Saturn in Aries especially, which can really represent strife and like gritting your teeth and getting through something that feels unbearable. I don't know, this combination of energies makes me think about the idea that abundance doesn't respond to suffering. And actually, when this idea first visited me, the words it used were abundance doesn't respond to struggle. And I want to make a note here that I do believe that abundance responds to effort, and effort is not easy. But there is a difference between effort and suffering, right? If you are repeatedly engaging in behavior that is self-sacrificial in nature, thinking that that is part of the recipe for abundance, you're going to hurt yourself and you're probably not going to ever feel abundant. It's this like productivity addiction that so many of us are or have been trapped in. If being constantly busy and constantly working was going to help you achieve greatness or abundance or safety, it would have worked by now. It's a trick. It's a mind trick. Abundance does not respond to suffering. Abundance does not visit you because you are willing to deny parts of yourself or withhold comfort from yourself. And even if it did, you wouldn't be able to recognize the abundance. Venus in Gemini reminds us that abundance starts here. It starts in our mindset. It starts in our perspective and our ability to shift that perspective when what we are currently using as a lens through which we view the world is not serving us, is not making us feel good, is not feeding us. We have to be able and willing to switch out perspectives. We have to be willing to experiment with how we are viewing situations. I'm not saying that suffering doesn't exist. I'm saying that suffering is not a down payment for joy. As Venus makes these sextiles with Saturn and Neptune this weekend, I want you to ask yourself, are the stories I'm telling myself about my life and about the world helping me manifest the life I want to be living, the life I dream of living? We cannot bring a dream into reality if we are not willing to dream. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please leave me a like and maybe even a comment. If you enjoy my content, it would mean so much to me if you would give me a follow. And if you'd like to book a reading with me, you can click the mushroom and visit the site listed. I would love to work with you. Good job today. Good luck out there.